Well, welcome back, my fellow dreamers. So, just wanted to go over updates since I started doing the lucid dreaming testing. So, I've been working a lot lately, and so I feel like having dreams and remembering them, sometimes my brain just gets too tired, and so I'm unable to really focus in on it. But I will say, it has to do with work. I did have a dream the second night after I had the video where there was a client that was in my bedroom standing waiting for a drive test, which I do teach driving and I do administer drive tests. I was in bed and I'm like, go ahead and go outside and wait in the car. You can go ahead and get started and I'll be there in a second. And so I have them get into the car, and I'm still in bed, and I look out the window. I'm in the second floor, so I could see them, and in the dream, you could see them on a obstacle course, basically, and so I had them do the test while I was laying in bed, basically, and then I would wake up from that dream, and I was like, why am I dreaming about work? Which sucks because, nobody likes to dream about work, right? But so I'd go back to sleep again. And then again, I would be in the same dream, doing the test again from my bed while they're, doing the obstacle course. And that repeated like 3 or 4 different times, which is pretty cool that I was able to repeat or go back into the same dream, which I think is progress, right? That you can wake up, go back to sleep, and then you're there again. So that's progress. It's not the coolest dream in the world, but the other night I did have a pretty awesome dream that I keep in my dream journal. So this one was cool. Like I was playing music with another person, and we were playing instruments. I think I must have been playing the guitar, and the cool thing was we were mimicking the sounds of humpback whales, which I thought was really cool, with the guitars, right? So I don't know, it was a weird combination. It was almost like reminding me of fellow nerds out there that are into Star Trek 4, right? The search for Spock, or actually no, it's not the search for the voyage home, maybe. But anyway, basically they need humpback whales to talk to this, I guess you would call it an alien probe, in order for them to save humanity. That's the small gist of it. But anyway, they had to go back into the 90s to get humpback whales and bring them back to the future and to talk to them. But yeah, that was kind of it. We were playing music. It was in the sound of humpback whales to mimic the sound for whatever reason, to communicate with something. And then I woke up from that dream, so that was really cool. Because music is actually, I didn't realize this, but a lot of people don't dream with music or hear music in their dreams. I do a lot, and I think that's one of my favorite things, to be able to hear music and play music. That's the other really awesome thing. Sometimes it's even prophetic. One time I had a dream with my dad. We went to, it was like a Harry Potter musical of all things. And I don't remember any of the songs except for one, and it wasn't even related to Harry Potter. It was Royals by Lord, which was kind of an interesting thing. And then the next day I woke up and I went to tell my dad that we went to that musical, and he thought that was kind of weird, but I didn't tell him about the Lord song. And I go in the other room and he's messing around. He just bought a new surround sound for the living room, and he turned it on. First song he starts playing is Royals by Lord. which I like went in the room. I started yelling at him, like, no, you're not playing this song. Why are you playing this song? He's like, I love this song. And I'm like, Dad, you've never played this song ever in your life. And so it was a pretty weird prophetic like thing that would happen. Like the first song that my dad plays is that song. Last night, it was, I tend to meet a lot of famous people in my dreams for whatever reason. And it's not like I want to meet these people or care to meet these people, they're just there. And so this next one was like Deion Sanders for whatever reason, and I was going to the building. It was a very intricate, like amazing, like it didn't look like CU Boulder, but it was definitely a massive like installation. I don't know what you call it, but we talked, and it was kind of one of those things where he's like, he recognized me. It felt like I was an alum, which I am an alum from CU, but more like I played and he recognized me from that or something. It was that kind of vibe. So that was weird, but it didn't really go anywhere from that. At least I don't remember. But there were amazing buildings, and that was the gist of it, and that was the theme for last night, because I had another dream where there was again lots of buildings I didn't recognize, and it felt like it was maybe in Asia somewhere, but it was really cool again because I was with people that I think I knew, like one of my exes and then one of my friends. They're all a group of friends. We're all dancing together. But yeah, it was really cool. So I feel like some of my dreams, when I dream about people I know, I tend to not be very lucid. I can't really control it because it doesn't feel like everything's created by me in my head. But the ones where I have dreams where I don't recognize the people, or even if I do recognize people like I've never met before, like Deion Sanders or something, those are the dreams I tend to be able to manipulate a little bit better. Just because it feels like it's not real, like it's an external thing, even though it's all in my head. One last dream I forgot to mention, and this was maybe the coolest one. We were in a bus or something, and we were headed to do some kind of arts and crafts thing. And I love that I do creative stuff in my dreams. It's just so much fun. But on the way, we were kind of driving through what looked like a canyon, right? Like Left Hand Canyon, or a canyon that you would see in Colorado. What was really cool about it is that there were just Egyptian symbols and massive things, symbols carved into the sides of them, which I couldn't read them, but I recognized them as Egyptian hieroglyphics and massive depictions of people in them. And then we ended up getting to where we were going, and we were doing some arts and crafts stuff. And what I think it was kind of like we were making, what I wrote down was making insects with glitter and paper and all that kind of stuff. So not really sure what that one was about, but it was really cool. It was definitely something that I had never experienced before in a dream. And what's cool about these dreams that I've been having lately is that I am able to use my hands to create things, whether it be the Humpback whale songs with a guitar or arts and crafts time, So keep dreaming.